Jason, got a question for you concerning Kennedy Brooks. We posted his numbers. He had a tremendous career at Oklahoma. Then once you transitioned watching him to Eric Gray, you talked about Gray's uh, receiving skills out of the backfield. But as runners, did you see any noticeable difference in quality between the two?
I think they just have a really different running styles, Mark. When you look at Kennedy Brooks, he's much more patient. He very clearly looks for, he's looking for the hole, and I think where Eric Gray was a little bit, he's really kind of a one cut, get it and go. And I think he learned a little bit as the season went on, and specifically, it just seemed a little like last year, Mark, that Eric Gray and Lincoln Riley's philosophy in terms of some of the running designs and running plays that they ran was really more suited for a guy like Kennedy Brooks versus a guy like Eric Gray. And so and I think the other thing, Mark, which was I don't know how you say, unfortunate, maybe bad luck. Eric Gray had an opportunity for a few long runs, and he got, he just got tripped up, so I think one of the things for him is just got to find a way to keep his feet maybe a little bit better this year. But I think this mid zone running attack that Levy likes to run is probably a little bit more towards a lot of these running back style. Not only Eric Gray, but specifically Marcus Major, as well as more of kind of a downhill power running type of kid. So yeah, I think the funny thing about Kennedy Brooks, and heard this in terms of running backs, not a ton of athletic ability, not a ton of not a guy that's going to wow you in the weight room, but he was a guy through his career averaged more than 6 yards per carry overall, for his career. And again, last year was, I think, around 6.2 yards per carry. So, whatever the struggles were on the offensive line, his patience and his, just the ability to know where that hole is going to open up at was really kind of a difference maker. But you would expect, hopefully, just from a year of maturation and just understanding maybe things a little bit better, that Eric Gray would get, would be a little bit more. Would be a little bit better, a bigger contributor this year. And I think the other thing that Levy does a really good job at is, and obviously every coach does that, but it tries to do that. But he has talked about at length about putting some of his running backs and his kids in a better position to be successful, to be able to give them more weapons on the field. So don't be at all surprised to see a fair amount of time Eric Gray split out wide with either Marcus Major, Javante Barnes, or whoever is in at the running back position, and look to get Eric Gray out in space much more than he was last year, and more and kind of away from between the tackles running, because we've got a couple of other kids that maybe specialize a little bit more, and just getting Gray out in space more.